This video is sponsored by Squarespace. It's the quickest and slickest way to set up your own website with a 14-day free trial and 10% off your first order. You've got the DJI Mavic 3, you've got the Mavic, no hang on, Pro Air? No, Air, Free Air, then you've got the DJI Mavic, no hang on, the Mavic, we'll just put it on the screen. So there's a lot of DJI drones. How can you make a new one and make it different and interesting? For a drone newbie, the daunting task of choosing what drone to start off with has become even more daunting with this new Flip, which slots in right in between two of the other early learning choices.
Take off.
So yes, the DJI Flip, it's a new drone, which is pretty much the same as the Mini. How do you take that and make it different? Well, you put prop guards on it, of course. You put guards on anything, it's aimed at beginners. So how do you make a drone which is more beginner-like? Make it so simple to use, you don't even need a controller. Yes, so you can use a DJI Flip without a remote control, and how you do that is, first of all, you unflip the thing and then you face it towards you, the camera facing towards you, and then there's a button on the right. You press that.
Direction track. Follow.
Alright, let's go for follow mode, and once you're in follow mode, you hold that button on the right again for about 2 seconds.
Medium. Follow. 3, 2, 1.
The built-in prop guards and palm takeoff make it seem more akin to the lower budget Neo, but have taken the imaging tech from a higher end model for the Flip. They call it a Flip. I think that's because it flips and folds up quite neatly. It doesn't exactly make it that much more baggable. I was going to say pocketable, you definitely couldn't fit it in a pocket. But with the prop guards, it might even be slightly bigger than the Mini. But it feels like because it folds and flips away and it's got the prop guards, you probably don't have too much fear of it breaking the prop guards in your bag. So even though it's a lightweight design, it does have a 1/1.3 inch sensor, which should make the image quality similar to that of the DJI Mini, because they both use the same sensor. As you can see, both the Mini 4 Pro and Flip 4K footage
3,
of a dog
2,
disappearing into my butt
1.
looks pretty much identical. Both have the options of normal, D-Log M or hybrid log gamma color modes. You've only got normal color mode on the smaller sensor Neo. Also, the Neo can only do 60 FPS and 1080p, unlike the Flip and Mini 4 Pro, which can do it in 4K. 48 megapixel photos. That's plenty of pickles, isn't it? Oh, look at those shadows. Nice long shadows. Another similarity to the M4P and absent from the Neo is the ability to digitally zoom, although 2x zoom is probably the most you want to go to not sacrifice the quality too much. It's still got all the standard DJI quick shot stuff for making slick looking drone footage without doing too much work. So it's really as simple as just clicking the subject. That would be me, and hitting start. Quick Shots is useful if you're not entirely sure what would look good or not confident enough to do it yourself. Master Shots is like the greatest hits compilation for all of the quick shot shots taken in one go. But again, the Flip has taken a new standard DJI thing of quick shots and made it operable sans controller, much like the Neo. In some ways, it's almost like the Flip is a Neo with the good bits of the Mini 4 Pro. Other than that, you can also track a subject with just the camera, or the drone can actually follow the subject. Well, they call it AI subject tracking. Pretty much anything which involves clever stuff, it's called AI these days. It's just subject tracking, alright? So without a remote control, you can just switch on, hit follow, and have it immediately following you, doing some drone work without you doing any work, basically. Whoa, that was very close. That was a bit too close to my bottom for comfort. You know, it's quite clever stuff, I have to say. How quick will it follow me if I go a bit faster? I'm being followed. by AI technology. You know, it's pretty clever stuff. It doesn't have to have me showing my face to the camera for it to track me, although I am dressed in bright orange. So maybe that makes it easier. Look at that. Let's get it faster. It speeds up to keep up with subject, and it will do its best to navigate around obstacles. Of course, if the subject suddenly goes out of sight, the tracking will stop. See if I can make it bump into the metal. Oh. What if I come back? It is smart. So I guess the idea of the Flip is that it can be your own personal vlogging cameraman. The only problem is, you're a bit loud, aren't you? This can be a bit of a problem for sound recording. FYI, the video quality should be as good as the Pocket 3, although let's face it, the Flip is going to be for the bits of the vlog without any vocals. But I could do this. I like this. I could make use of this. This could be great for video recording. You just have little tracking shots. Fantastic. Now, what happens when you don't have remote control and you want to land a thing? Well, the Flip is a Mini 4 Pro that is made even easier to fly because you don't even need to actually fly it yourself. You just do that. But with the Flip, you will need to be a bit more wary about where it's flying. Well, one benefit of the Mini 4 Pro, hey, I got the name right finally, is that it has obstacle detection on the front. And on the back. The Mini 4 Pro has sensors on the front, top and bottom, and it sort of covers more obvious obstacle detection from most directions as a result. Whereas with the DJI Flip, it kind of works well. The forward-facing obstacle detection sensors will stop the Flip from flying head-on into a wall-like structure, but it doesn't have obstacle detection sensors anywhere else. So yes, mostly you'll be safe until that happens. Even though you will be able to get video and stills that look identical to the more expensive Mini 4 Pros, the palm takeoff and lower price doesn't mean this is a beginner drone that is less likely to park into a tree than the Mini 4 Pro. The M4P costs more because it has more of those sensors, so it's worth bearing in mind that even though the Flip is designed for seemingly carefree takeoff and quick shot stuff, you will need to be extra careful about it when you're flying. Well, I did say it's almost like it has the good bits of the Mini 4 Pro, not completely. So who's it for exactly? Well, if you thought the Neo was a good idea, but just felt it was a bit too basic, the Flip is what you're after probably. If the palm takeoff and controllerless control doesn't excite you, well the Mini 4 Pro is a better equipped, albeit at a cost option. In an ideal world, I'd want a beginner drone to have more obstacle detection so I don't park it into a tree or somebody's face, and also it's worth mentioning the Flip does have some noticeable flaring when pointing in the direction of the sun. Some might like that look, others not so much. But even though it flares a little too easily, I could put up with that. For the lone social media video maker, I could see myself using this for getting some nice tracking drone shots without the need to have a controller in my hands. And that, I would say, is pretty handy. This video was sponsored by Squarespace. If you want to set up your own domain, online retail space or website, it's super simple to get started and make your next move with Squarespace, with an easy to use interface filled with loads of templates and backed up with 24/7 customer service. You can try it out with a 14-day free trial and get 10% off your first order with this link and discount code.